Good Friday morning, everybody. Welcome back inside of Destiny. I'm Nick with Degenerate Gaming, and today is Friday, so Zur is here. Mr. Tentacle Face himself is back. Um, he will be located over in the hangar this week. If you follow me over this way, and he's got something special you. For you Xbox players who have yet to see it. That's right, the PlayStation exclusive Hawk Moon. Um, we'll take a look at this first just for the hell of it because this is going to be my pick for the week. Um, let's see, it's infusible, it causes kinetic damage, has accurized ballistics, more range and impact, increased recoil, field choke, more range and impact, and increased recoil. As you can see, the penalties are kind of minute, and again, it really doesn't need it. And you have aggressive ballistics, more predictable recoil, enhanced impact, shorter range, and more recoil. So, and again, um, pretty decent here, but this is what makes these exotic perks are what makes this thing special. Luck in the chamber, one random bullet in the magazine causes considerable bonus damage. Holding aces, two more random bullets in your magazine deal considerable bonus damage. And these two perks together is what makes this thing just disastrous um, in PvP. I can't count how many times I've been killed from across the map and just outgunned from somebody with holding this weapon, no matter what I have. And then it has hammer forged, quick draw, and speed reload, which are not terrible either. Anytime you can get something that doesn't penalize anything, I would say it's pretty decent. And you could go with hammer forged and aggressive ballistics, maybe to squeeze a little more impact out of it or get you a little range. I really don't think the range is all that important though on this weapon. I would say it is more of stability. Either way, if you don't have this weapon, I would suggest picking it up. You will be killing everybody um, in PvP. And we'll come over here and look at what else he's got. This is his Legacy Engram for for the Year One exotics. Um, 31 strange coins is a bit steep in my opinion. Really, doesn't seem worth it for that regard. But last week I didn't really like what was all here. So I ended up, had a bunch of strange coins to spare. I ended up buying this and getting truth. So I unlocked that, for year two. Just had to grind some legendary marks to go get it. Um, Either way, um, you know, really I wouldn't recommend getting that unless you absolutely need it. I would focus more on the year two stuff. For the Titan, we have Ruin Wings with pretty good roll actually, max 45 intellect and a max of 41 strength. We have Seeds of Ruin. Heavy ammo drops are more often and contain more ammo in each drop. Again, if you're running around in PvE with a rocket launcher, this thing is just a monster. Boss fights, you basically are just going to kill everything. Um, Very, very useful piece of gear. You have increased intellect and strength, and again, that's per your playstyle or your build, whichever you know you're running with. You have paramuscle armature, increased grenade throw distance and impact induction, bonus grenade energy on melee hits. Um, and again, these are pretty good, especially for me because play. I try to focus more on grenades and discipline than I do on melees. Um, especially with that new Sunbreaker class because you can fire your Hammer of Soul from distance, or maybe even your Defender class. Um, but obviously you have the Helm of Saint 14, so that probably would not work out all that well. Um, and then for your last perk, you have Sniper Rifle Loader, Rocket Launcher Loader, two of the slower reloading guns, secondary guns in the game, so very useful here. I would definitely recommend getting Ruin Wings if you don't have Hawk Moon. Um, and then we have for the Hunter, we have Sealed Ahamkara's Grasps. Special perk on this is Nightmare Fuel. Gain an additional melee charge. Melee damage is a chance to automatically reload your primary weapon. So essentially, you're gaining an extra throwing knife, um, or an extra smoke bomb. Um, very, very useful. Increased discipline and increased strength. We'll probably go with the strength aspect because you're looking for melee buffs. Switchblade decreases melee attack cooldown time. You have impact induction bonus grenade energy on melee hits, which can be useful. I would probably end up going with Switchblade though, to be honest with you. Because you're gonna want to decrease the cooldown time of this as much as possible. With this automatically does it as opposed to anything else. And then you have fusion rifle loader and rocket launcher loader. Um, really, for me, fusion rifle loader doesn't do me any good because I don't play with fusion rifles. You could go, with rocket launcher loader, but again, if you are in a situation where you're not going to use rockets, or where you need an LMG, this is, really going to become useless. Um, all in all, not terrible. Um, just not for me, with the way I play. So I'm going to go ahead and pass on this. That doesn't mean that this won't be for you, this week. And then for the Warlock, we have Light Beyond Nemesis. This is a max of, what did that say, 75? Yeah, for intellect, which is pretty good. I think, looking at the Bungie Armory, it was 84, for this. So, that's not exactly a max roll, but it's pretty close. And I don't really know how accurate the Bungie website is. Keep that in mind as well. But its exotic perk is Keeper of the Pack, revive fallen teammates, and be revived faster. Supers generate an extra orb. Very useful for PvE, nightfalls, raids, that sort of thing. Helps you be a support player. We have increased strength and increased intellect. We have Inverse Shadow, increased super energy from killing minions of the darkness. Very useful for PvE. And then a PvP perk would be gain bonus super energy from special weapon kills of the minions of darkness. In this slot, I'm going to go with Inverse Shadow, and again, unless I'm in PvP. And, as opposed to this being, the heavy weapon buff, or the heavy weapon kill buff, I believe it's called heavy lifting. I'm using shotguns and sniper rifles a lot more than I'm using, that I'm using, rocket launchers or LMGs. You only get two heavy ammo drops, in a match, let's say, as opposed to, every other, minute and a half, you're, being showered with special ammo. So for me, that's actually pretty useful for this. And then you have invigoration, gain bonus melee energy on orb pickups. I try to focus more on discipline, so I'd be a lot happier with innervation, would be the bonus grenade energy on orb pickups. But again, this is really not all that bad either. Um, and again, this is more of a support type helmet. The only problem is you have Heart of the Praxic Fire, which for the Sunsinger, the support class for the Warlock is just so much better. Um, Hands down. Even Starfire Protocol with, gaining extra fusion grenades, I